Look at verse 8. And being found in human form, he humbled himself by becoming obedient to the point of death, even death on a cross. Coming as human, Jesus emptying himself, actually reveals his heart as God. Equality with God to Jesus meant using that equality to count others more significant than himself. Exposing the heart of God. The Advent theme is love. The love of God manifest in his Son. There is no greater evidence for God's love than this. The glory of God manifest in his Son. Paul writes to the Corinthians in his second letter, though he was rich, yet for your sake he became poor, so that you by his poverty might become rich. He did this. Jesus did this because you and I could not. The author of Hebrews articulates this so well. I was blessed by this past week. He writes, chapter 9, verse 24, for Christ has entered not into holy places made with hands, which are copies of the true things, but into heaven itself, now to appear in the presence of God on our behalf. It had to be Jesus. It could have only been Jesus. The plan was always Jesus. This is what John meant when he said, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And the Word became flesh and dwelt among us, family. When we look at the Nativity, it has to be seen in the shadow of the cross. This child, this small infant child, was a warrior. He came as a missionary to bring the good news of the gospel that all will be made right with God through him, that sin and death will be defeated through him, that this rebellious, insignificant speck of dust of a planet can and will be reconciled to God. All hope is in him. All peace is found in him. All love is manifest in him. All joy is found in him. Jesus is the glory of God. The prophecy of Isaiah 53 didn't end with the death of Jesus. No, he writes on, therefore I will divide him a portion with the many, and he shall divide the spoil with the strong, because he poured out his soul to death and was numbered with the transgressors. Yet he bore the sin of many and makes intercession for transgressors. So Paul writes in verse 9, therefore God has highly exalted him and bestowed on him the name that is above every name, so that at the name of Jesus every knee should bow in heaven and on earth and under the earth, and every tongue confess that Jesus Christ is Lord, to the glory of God the Father. Amen. The glory of God exalted.